All right, welcome back to the Live Zone Primetime on this Wednesday night. Tony P, in case you're not aware, there is this thing called the World Marathon Challenge.
Really?
Have you heard of it?
I haven't. I mean, the only thing I've heard is like the Iron Man type thing where you do like 9,000 things, triathlon with a swim.
Got nothing on this.
I can sense that.
7 days, 750-kilometer races, 7 continents.
Oh my God. All at once?
I couldn't do...
How do you fly there?
I mean, that is a question that I have as well.
Yeah,
but
but just
guess what?
logistically, can you help me a little bit with that?
The new world record holder ties right here to the Washington, D.C. area. A few days
Wow.
ago, one man named Michael Wardian set a new world record. We're talking about the extreme athlete. If the name sounds familiar, just for the record,
Sure does.
it's because you may remember him from the Live Zone Primetime back in November. He's the same guy that organized that Taco Bell
Yes,
50K
yes.
late last year.
That's
and
right.
If you think he's a glutton for punishment, man, I don't even know what to say to you, because Michael joins us live once again to talk about his latest world record and more. Michael, yes, absolutely. A round of applause. Congratulations, first and foremost.
Woo, that's a lot of hardware, my friend.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, it's heavy. It's lucky I've been doing burpees to be able to hold up my chest.
Yeah,
right.
That's a whole
You got to do more workouts for this.
Go on his Instagram page, because you would think it. And again, I loved your caption saying, I'm pretty, quoting Forrest Gump, I'm pretty tired. I think I'll go home now. And then you went home and you did a buttload of burpees. Can you just not sit still?
Well, I mean, my boys were doing a workout. I didn't want to miss it.
Oh, I got to ask you. So, in November, you were doing Taco Bell while doing a run, and that type of athletic endeavor. For an event like this, what type of preparation, food, drink, exercise, stretching? How do you get ready for an endurance situation like this, where you're constantly having to do all this and keep your body moving? Like, what's that preparation look like to be able to do this?
I mean, I think I've been preparing for years. I mean, I think that these are stage racing. It's basically like a fancy stage race. Like, I've done races like Marathon des Sables, where you're like carrying all your food for a week and you're moving through the Sahara Desert. Or I've done a race called the Coastal Challenge, where you're running from place to place in Costa Rica. This one, it just happens to be, instead of like going back to a tent or a hammock or something, you're going back to like it's actually the Guns N' Roses tour plane in between, and then you're flying, anywhere from 11 hours. I'd say most of the trips were between 8 and 11 hours between the different continents. And yeah, that's funny. That's the plane that we had to take to Antarctica. But yeah, we were on one plane to Antarctica, and then we were on a very nice kind of like business plane on the way around the rest of the world. So the locations were Cape Town. We started in Antarctica, flew to Cape Town, flew to Perth, went to Dubai, Madrid, Brazil, and then we ended up in Miami 6.5 days later.
Wow.
All right, so you not only set the new world record, you crushed the old one. Tell everyone how quickly you were able to do 750-kilometer races on 7 continents.
Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, I was trying to beat a guy named Kristen Brown Johnson. He finished all the 750Ks in 31 hours, 25 minutes, 37 seconds. And together with the rest of the team, I bettered that by 4 hours, 38 minutes, 47 seconds, finishing in 26 hours, 46 minutes, and 50 seconds. So,
wow.
Yeah, it was an absolute, unbelievable. I was hoping to be a little bit better, but I ended up being quite a bit better. And I ended up, I actually won the marathon too. So this is the 3rd time that I've won the 7 marathons, 7 days, 7 continents. So I currently hold the record for the fastest average time for 7 marathons, 7 days, 7 continents, and also 7 50Ks and 7 days on 7 continents. So couldn't be happier. Like, absolutely.
My mouth's like dropping.
With,
Michael,
Yeah.
so let me ask you this, because it's not as if running a marathon or a 50K isn't hard enough. Antarctica, Perth, Australia, Dubai, Cape Town. Is one harder than the other? Do the elements make one more difficult than the other? And for you, which one is it that's the most difficult?
That's a big
and
one.
which one is the, in air quotes, easiest?
Easiest, relatively.
Yeah, man, I can answer that. I would say I was expecting Antarctica to be the hardest. Usually it is for me since I've done this 3 times, and that's just so weather dependent. And this year was no different. It was a pretty short loop that we were doing, and there was a big section of about 2 kilometers that was into like 30-mile-an-hour winds, and so that just made it very hard as far as just kind of battling the wind each and every loop. It was actually colder here in DC than it was in Antarctica, but with the wind chill, it was very, very cold in Antarctica. So that was a little tricky. I'd say for me, the worst day was, or the hardest day was in Australia. It was 107 degrees Fahrenheit when we got off the plane. And you guys know, living here, like it hasn't been that warm in a while. That's more like our July, August weather in the DMV. And so I really suffered, and then I didn't do a good job of recovering. So you were saying like one of the big things is how do you recover between, and I just didn't eat enough calories between. And if you actually go to my Instagram, you can see I graded myself pretty poorly on like execution on that day, and the next day in Dubai really suffered. But in Dubai, I got a bunch of food, and then I ended up winning the rest of the races for the marathon, and I won every day for the 50K. But I think yeah, that's part of one of these journeys is like there's going to be something that goes wrong. Everybody kind of got a little bit sick at different points, and I had to battle through that also. But for the most part, it's yeah, I felt like I executed pretty well. I did have a very rough day in Australia and Dubai just because of the heat, but I knew that it was going to be hot, and I just didn't do as good a job regulating it as I could have.
Even with those quote-unquote wrongs or flaws, those are very relatively speaking, since you're an absolute champion.
Man.
Let me ask you this. What do you think was the key to your victory from a physical perspective and then from a more mental perspective that helped you win every day and then have the ability to stay consistent throughout the 7 continents?
I think my preparation, I think I do a lot of training. I'm always preparing for something. And so I think just being prepared, I told my buddy, like you're showing all his photos, which is awesome. My buddy Kyle that was taking pictures and content for me, like we just got to be water. And so like when things, I think it's like a Bruce Lee quote, but like when, things start to go poorly, like, you just adapt and are able to overcome, and you just keep thinking like, I'm just going to keep doing the right thing. And it's something I say all the time, but the small things become the big things. So, you just keep taking care of yourself, keep doing the right thing, and good things happen. And that's what I kind of believed. And, if you keep doing that, everything seems to work out for me. So, that was kind of my strategy.
Okay, so this kind of plays directly into that question. It's a little bit of a retread of that question, but also at the same time, most people, if they were even going to attempt this, and most people would not attempt this.
Nope.
Most people could not even dream of attempting this.
I don't even dream about dreaming about it.
In the lead up to this, you not only did a Taco Bell 50K, but I also saw you running up and down the Exorcist steps here in Washington, D.C. So is that part of the training for this, A? And then B, what else is there left for Michael Wardian to accomplish?
That's a really good question.
In the world of ultramarathon and extreme running?
Oh my gosh, there's so much more left to do. And yeah, that was definitely part of it. Like, yeah, I definitely put that out there. I did 100 times up and down the Exorcist steps in, I think, 1 hour and 39 minutes. And I think so far, I think that still stands as the fastest time that I know about. But I would love it if someone could beat that time so that I have something to go back for. And then leading up to it, I don't know if you guys followed, but there was actually a burrito league. And it's basically you just run segments, so like small loops. And I set one up here in Arlington, and so I was doing that, and that usually runs all of January. So I did that until about January 24th when I flew to Cape Town. And then a bunch of the other guys and girls in the area continued to do the burrito. It's called the Burrito League. So I was doing that as part of training. And then as far as what's left, I'm doing a big run to all the MedStar hospitals. It'll be about a 200-mile run in April of this year. And then in July, I'm doing a really exciting run on the Pacific Crest Trail, starting at the Canadian border and running 2,600 miles down to the Mexican border. And then in 2027, I'm signed up to row solo across the Atlantic Ocean. So I definitely have
row?
a lot of, rowing a boat. Yeah.
Goodness.
Wow.
Okay,
So
well-
my uncle was a rower in college. May he rest in peace. He loved rowing. He said it was one of the hardest sports you could ever do. You got to pull
Michael,
all the
I
resistance.
insist that you have a GoPro on yourself at all times. So here on the Live Zone Primetime, we can check in on all of
Please.
these adventures. Real quick, we only have a few minutes left,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
But like you said, with the MedStar thing, one of the elements of this race that you just did and won was there was a charitable component to it as well. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm trying to raise the goal is around $10,000. I think we're about at $3,000 for Culture City. It's a sensory organization that helps individuals and athletes that are challenged with the sensory issues. So you may see them at some of the venues. I know they're at a bunch of the big stadiums, but it's basically a place where people can go that are feeling a little bit overwhelmed, and they have a safe space. And so they can still take part. I work with them in that I pace some of their athletes in marathons and, not ultra marathons yet. Most of them are doing marathons. So I've worked with some of their athletes at the Boston Marathon or New York City Marathon. And so it's just an opportunity for them to take part in these bigger events with somebody that's kind of trained to help them achieve their goals and dreams.
Wow.
That's awesome.
If you had one piece of advice quickly for anybody getting started on the marathon journey or a type of athletic pursuit like this, what would be that piece of advice?
I think the biggest thing is sign up for something and hold yourself accountable and be consistent. I'd say it's better to run more consistently than it is to have big hero days. Those look awesome on Strava and on your Garmin or I think that's
Right.
just not as impactful as doing something every day.
All right.
Absolutely. That makes a lot of sense.
Michael Wardian, the World Marathon Challenge.
Congratulations,
World
sir. Well
record
done.
holder. Congratulations.
That's awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Wow.
Man.
Thank you for spending
Thanks
time
for
with us
the
here
interest,
again.
and I appreciate the support.
Yeah,
It's a
and,
world record.
We'll send Tony P out with you on that MedStar run.
Yeah, listen, I might fall over covering it, not just running.
Michael, have a great night. Thank you again.
Oh my God.
Hey, guys. Thanks
Well
very
done,
much.
man. Well done.
I mean, absolutely wild.
I think I would die. I literally would. I would not make it past probably 5 miles.
I can't even. I mean,
It's not even in my head.
He beat it by nearly 5
Yeah.
hours.
Think